Today, we are going to make some grass. No, I'm not in Colorado, so it's not going to be that kind of grass. It's our techniques that are so simple and sensible, your mowers have practically built themselves. Hello folks, it's Mad Dog Merv. Welcome to today's show. Today is part 2 of the build of this Demon, this Dodge Demon kit that's been long anticipated, and a lot of guys are really excited about it. And apparently the hobby shops right now are even having a hard time getting them after that initial run. So definitely a popular kit right now. So you saw in the first part, I mixed up a custom paint that I thought would be appropriate for this. Now, just a quick preface, the way I decided to build mine wasn't straight from the box like a lot of people do. It was a Merv build. It's how I would build it if I had the real car and I had the resources and unlimited money. So I was thinking, if Dodge had used marketing tactics back then that they use today. So instead of just having a Demon, we would have something like the Hellhound Demon. And the Hellhound Demon in my world would be, instead of just the little 340 that you could get, would be a Hemi. But if you're going to get a Hemi, why not put the biggest, baddest Hemi that you can in it? And so we're going to go back in time. I want to say it was 1964, and Chrysler had decided to try and compete with some of the other companies out there in NASCAR by building this Hemi with dual overhead cams. And, well, needless to say, there was some folks that didn't like this idea that, well, Dodge is going to beat us all. Well, yeah, that was the idea. So it never really went anywhere, and I think there was like one engine that was built. But in Merv's world, they've resurrected this and decided to go ahead and put this hooked to a 4-speed and a Dana 60 in a Demon, and call it the Hellhound, equipped with its own special paint job that is only for Hellhounds, and that's why we have this beautiful red color that you saw. So today we're going to look at part 2. We're going to look at the engine and getting it shoehorned in. One little thing though, I did not get the details on the engine, such as the wires and the heater hoses and that. I just ran out of time. We'll get to it eventually, and maybe we'll do a tutorial on it. But anyway, the engine's in, the suspension's in, the tires and wheels are on, and the interior's together. And I did kind of a custom little interior thing for this Hellhound. So let's take a look at my 71 Demon, the MPC kit that I'm calling the Hellhound. So here's where we left off a couple of weeks ago, with the body painted, the decals on, the chrome trim on, and it's looking pretty good. So we're going to move to the interior. I'm not going to go over the build because it was very simple. Put the seats together, put the dashboard in, But there's a lot of painting that goes into this, and I decided to do something a little custom on it. And that was try to put some black piping, if you will, on the seats. And you can see I got maybe a little carried away, but I wanted something really special to signify and have this stand out. You can see the chrome trim that I used on the door panels, and that is some actual chrome tape that I have. I just thought I would try it out on this project and see how it looked. You can see the dashboard, the instrument panels, how it all turned out. I did the flocking for the carpet over the black paint, and all in all, not too terribly bad. Then I get to putting the suspension together. Rear suspension was fine. Front suspension, you can see here, I built it exactly as it shows in the instructions, and these tires and wheels were just real sloppy. Oh man, you can see the gap here. I mean, this is terrible. So I'm going to have to glue this and put it in some kind of a jig to hold it in place overnight so that my tires and wheels are straight. So here we move on to the chassis pan. I went ahead after I painted it all black, just gave it a dry brushing with a gray. The exhaust comes in the kit. Now, true, this is an 8 3/4 rear end, not a Dana 60, but when I got my really nice Dana 60 out with the leaf springs, things just weren't all lining up like they should. I decided it was going to take enough work to make it right that I just didn't have the time right now. You know what? Someday maybe I'll come back, but for now it sits like it should. Things fit back here, and I was good with that. You see, I've installed the engine, which is a Hemi. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I used the stock exhaust system and just cut it down a little bit and connected it to the headers. And just pretty much simple, left it like that. So for the engine, I decided, well, if we are going to do this, let's go all out. Let's do this, I think they called it the Doomsday Hemi, actually. And there was one produced, but you can see it puts out 750 plus horsepower estimated. I thought this would be absolutely perfect for what we were going to do. And it comes in the Coronet, like the 70 Coronet kit is where I got this from. But I did have to do some cutting on the firewall. As you can see, the transmission's right up against it. I did have to cut that back a bit. I had to move the brake booster as well. But it does fit, sort of. It does go down in like it's supposed to, so that was good. I could get the battery to go in. When I detail this up, I'll put some good battery cables on it. You can see I put the windshield wiper bottle in, but I still have to paint the cap black and I still have to plumb it. So there's all sorts of wiring things that I need to do here. It's going to take a while, and for now I just wanted to get it done and displayable. But you know what? This would be a good one to come back and do a tutorial on how to detail engines. So we may have a tutorial on this in the near future. It's got 2 4-barrel carbs, and then the Hemi air cleaner painted the same color as the body. Now, I know this is way out there, but I decided to simulate the option of having color-coded headlights. Something to the effect of during the day they look purple, but at night they go clear, that type of thing. When it comes to the grill, I did what I could as far as painting, but there's really not much that goes on with this grill. So here's a look at the completed model. I don't have it on the turntable this time, so we'll just go around this way. These are the kit tires that come with it, which are very nice, and these are the kit wheels. I didn't like the rally wheels that came with it, but I do like these, and they really aren't a Krager SS, but they're kind of similar. You can see in this picture here the exhaust tips. I actually took some Molotow liquid chrome and painted those with that. You can also see, the decals, even with Solvaset, there was a few areas that just didn't quite look like it should. So here in this picture, which is a great angle, you can see I've put the antenna on, the radio antenna, and the door locks that are kind of one of the signature things that I like to do. Here we've got the hood on it, and it doesn't quite sit down perfectly tight. At least I didn't push it down tight, so let's put it that way. Here I've got a prop rod holding it open, and once I get this engine plumbed, this thing is really going to rock. But as far as color and look, this really has a neat look. I did jack it up just a little bit by putting the rear axle rod, the metal rod, on top of the holder for it instead of through the holes that the directions call for, which gave me about another 1/4 inch lift on the rear end. And it really doesn't look like it, but at least the back end isn't dragging. So, all right, well, here's the last few shots of it and how it turned out for now. Like I say, one of these days I think we will go back and detail that engine and do a little tutorial on it. But what a cool little car. So thanks for joining us today, folks. And there's another picture of our Doomsday Hemi. We will see you again soon with another fun build.